There's a new breed of intelligent machines emerging from the same elite Boston ecosystem that gave us some of the most influential robots in modern history. The creator of the Roomba is starting his second act with a cuddly companion built to connect with humans like a living pet. While Boston Dynamics fights to get its groove back in the humanoid race amid reports of turmoil. Meanwhile, much younger firms are generating major buzz, with innovations that some believe could unlock the ChatGPT moment for physical AI. The way things are going, the next robotics breakthrough might be a little too weird. Among the new startups aiming to change the narrative about the Bay State is Familiar Machines Magic, which just emerged from stealth with a next-generation robotic pet for the consumer market. Its founder is Colin, the creator of the Roomba. Angle co-founded iRobot in 1990 to build machines for military and government use. He led the MIT spin-out as it pivoted to consumer robotics in the 2000s and stepped down in 2024. Since his departure, iRobot has declared bankruptcy and is now Chinese-owned. Angle's new Boston area startup says it's bringing a new class of consumer robotics to market.
Actually meet somebody, let's solve it.
Its first product is a dog-sized companion known as a Familiar. It's designed to look approachable and cuddly, but underneath its soft exterior is serious hardware. The four-legged robot has 23 moving joints, which is about double the degrees of freedom that fellow quadrupeds from Boston Dynamics and Unitree Robotics have. They give the robot the ability to move in subtle, lifelike ways to build an emotional connection with the people it interacts with. And NVIDIA Jetson Orin computer powers its onboard artificial intelligence, processing vision, audio, and behavior patterns in real time. It perceives its surroundings with its cameras, microphones, and other sensors. The robot is expected to become available around 2027, with pricing similar to owning a pet. Familiar Machines joins a crowding field of startups trying to crack the social robotics market, a category that has struggled to take off for decades. Investors are betting that rapid tech advancements will make next-gen companions stickier than past failures like Jibo and Moxie. Another Boston firm called redefine has released this tabletop robot named Joy for companionship. The startup is led by Sunny Sun, a former VP at the global financial services firm State Street. Standing 33 centimeters or 13 inches, Joy has a toy-like appearance with oversized blue eyes, a smooth childlike face, and brown hair and pigtails. According to the startup, Joy can hold conversations in 140 languages, provide medication and routine reminders, track emotional well-being, and record personal moments with a built-in journaling feature. Its speech, vision, emotional recognition, and agentic decision-making are powered by redefine self-developed artificial intelligence. Joy is priced starting just under $700 for home users and $1,700 for care facilities. Analysts expect the market for AI companion and social robots to grow from a few $billion today to tens of billions by 2030. Despite the optimism, the recent implosion of the Nevada startup Cartwheel Robotics shows getting to market is still an uphill battle. Scott LaValle, an OG BattleBots veteran who's worked for Disney Imagineering and Boston Dynamics, shut down Cartwheel earlier in 2026 after failing to get enough funding to scale production of its cartoon-like humanoid named Yogi. Angle is perhaps more set up for success than his contemporaries, with his vast industry connections and his proven ability to ship millions of robots. But that doesn't guarantee success. One of iRobot's other co-founders, Rodney Brooks, learned that the hard way. Brooks left the Roomba maker in 2008 to launch Rethink Robotics, a defunct Boston firm that's often cited as a cautionary parallel to today's humanoid frenzy. Rethink introduced Baxter in 2012, pitching it as a safe and affordable industrial collaborative robot that's easy to train for factory work. While it did find niche uses, Baxter never became the versatile industrial companion Rethink positioned it as. The company shut down in 2018. Another legendary firm that emerged from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology is trying to avoid the same fate as iRobot during a transitional phase in the robotics sector. Mark Rabert launched Boston Dynamics in 1992 after pioneering research into legged robotics as head of the institute's leg laboratory. Like iRobot, the company initially explored military and defense applications through DARPA-funded programs. Its research for the Pentagon evolved into two of the world's most iconic robots. Spot, the agile quadruped robot now used for industrial inspections and hazardous environments worldwide. And Atlas, the research-grade biped platform that became a pop culture icon and the global stand-bearer for advanced humanoid robotics. Despite its massive cultural impact, Boston Dynamics has historically sold only a relatively small number of robots, likely several thousand total, primarily Spot, which starts at $75,000 and its logistics system stretch. As Boston Dynamics commercialized Spot, starting in 2019, the Chinese company Unitree Robotics was aggressively moving toward mass production. Launched in 2016 by hardware engineer Wang Xingxing, who is called Mark Rabert is idle, Unitree has shipped more than 30,000 quadruped robots. The Hangzhou-based firm, which is heading toward an initial public offering on Shanghai's tech-heavy star market, reported delivering more than 18,000 robodogs and 5,500 humanoids in 2025 alone. As it enters its mid-30s, Boston Dynamics is under intense pressure to prove it can move quick enough to compete with a myriad of Chinese firms and Western rivals like Figure, 1X Technologies, and Tesla. A new report from Semaphore Technology suggests there's turmoil as its parent company Hyundai presses the robotics firm to accelerate production of its Atlas humanoids. Quoting former employees, Semaphore reported that the company's board of directors has been pushing out executives as it's grown critical of its narrowing lead in the humanoid race. Hyundai reportedly wants tens of thousands of Atlas robots to deploy at the South Korean automakers' factories. Boston Dynamics has also committed to delivering humanoids to the Hyundai subsidiary Kia, as well as its ex-parent company Google through its partnership with DeepMind. According to Semaphore, Boston Dynamics has been building about 4 of its Atlas humanoids per month as it prepares to open a new robot factory in the coming months.
All right, give this power move.
The company appeared to respond quickly to the growing doubts raised by Semaphore's reporting by releasing this footage of the production-ready iteration of Atlas. Boston Dynamics first introduced the new and improved version of its flagship humanoid at CES 2026 in Las Vegas as a stationary display. In its first public-facing demo, the new Atlas performed a series of highly dynamic gymnastic and balance-focused movements. Standing 190 centimeters, or 6 feet 2 inches, the all-electric humanoid boasts 56 degrees of freedom for highly fluid full-body movements. It's built with custom high-power actuators and can reportedly lift up to 50 kilograms, or 110 pounds, instantly. It can sustain around 30 kilos, or 66 pounds, during continuous work and extend its reach up to 2.3 meters, or 7.5 feet. Other advanced features include its fully rotational joints, advanced tactile sensing in its 3-fingered end effectors, and a self-swapping battery system similar to industrial humanoids from Shenzhen's Robotic Robotics, and the Swedish industrial automation powerhouse Hexagon. On social media, Boston Dynamics said balancing commercial goals and robotics research can be tricky, but they're making it work with Atlas. Meanwhile, a much younger startup from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology's ecosystem is generating buzz with its new kind of artificial intelligence model for helping robots handle objects like humans. Eka Robotics says its so-called Vision Force action model combines input from cameras and real-time force feedback to make adjustments based on how objects physically respond. The early-stage startup says it's ushering in the era of superhuman robotics. Wired reporter Will Knight described the technology as an early potential ChatGPT moment for physical automation after visiting Eka's lab in Cambridge. He said he's never seen a robot move so naturally and was particularly impressed with how it adjusted itself on the fly in reaction to physical changes. According to Eka, the foundational model is trained primarily through self-practice in a high-fidelity simulation that models real-world physics. Yet another startup launched by MIT researchers is taking a different approach, prioritizing real-world data collection using fleets of robots that learn through repetition and human-guided correction. Based in the Boston suburb of Watertown, Tutor Intelligence is developing next-generation robot workers with $42 million in funding. Tutor recently opened what it calls the largest robot data factory in the United States. The facility, called Data Factory 1, spans about 3,300 square meters or 35,000 square feet and houses 100 semi-humanoid robots that produce up to 10,000 hours of robot training data per week. They continuously practice basic human tasks like picking, packing, and folding items under the supervision of human tutors who remotely step in to correct mistakes. Tutor says its vision language action model, called T0, is already being trained and tested on real-world tasks inside factory and warehouse environments. Looking to the future, MIT researchers continue to advance next-gen technologies that the public at times finds unsettling. The Institute's Media Lab just teased a spherical robot called Labububot, calling it one of the rarest monsters on Earth. A team led by graduate student Miranda Lee built the robot from 12 interconnected Labubu toy heads to explore how people emotionally react to machines that are simultaneously cute, disturbing, familiar, and alien. Each head has its own small electronics that help control the whole system's movements. By shifting and coordinating the different parts, the whole system moves like a strange living ball or swarm creature. Labububot will make its public debut this summer at the 2026 International Conference on Social Robotics in London. Another project from the Media Lab gaining attention seeks to replicate the behavior of living muscles. About the thickness of a thread, the so-called electrofluidic muscles reportedly produce force similar to the real thing. For more on that, check the related video.